She felt the heat of his body pressing against hers, every movement sending shivers of fire down her spine as his hands traced the lines of her bare skin, the subtle rise and fall of her chest meeting his rhythm, her breath hitching in a mixture of longing and disbelief that this was real, that he was here, his lips gliding across her shoulders, her neck, lingering in the hollows that made her feel both exposed and cherished, and she thought she could almost drown in the scent of him, musky and intoxicating, her heart hammering as sweat gathered along her collarbone and the small of her back, each drop amplifying the sensation of being alive, of being wanted, of being seen in a way that went beyond the physical. And every glance he gave her, every slow, deliberate caress, made her question how she had ever been content with anything less, how she had ever felt whole without this fire burning through her. And she wanted to surrender completely, to let him consume her in the way only he could. The heat between them building, with each passing second, the air thick with their shared urgency. Her hands clinging to the sheets as his fingers slid along the curve of her hips, his lips brushing hers briefly before trailing down to where her pulse raced the fastest, and she closed her eyes, thinking about how fragile and fierce she felt all at once, how vulnerable, how alive. The sweat clinging to their skin, a testament to the intensity of their connection, her body responding without thought, instinctively arching, leaning, craving more, yet somewhere deep in her mind a quiet, insistent voice whispered insecurities. The usual doubts about worthiness, about beauty, about whether she was enough, and yet his attention shattered them, his hands and lips and the warmth of his chest grounding her, affirming that here, now, she was everything. The rest of the world slipping away until only the heat and scent and movement of him remained, a tidal wave of desire and tenderness, and she felt her mind drifting, caught between thoughts of disbelief and the sheer euphoria of being this close, skin to skin, every nerve ending alive, every pulse of his body mirrored in hers, every heartbeat sending sparks up through her spine, and she realized she could stay like this forever. The sweat glistening on her shoulders and the small of her back a reminder of how raw and real this was. How human, how intoxicating, how they belonged entirely to this moment, and he moved with her, adjusting, exploring, his lips brushing over places she hadn't thought anyone would notice. And the sensation made her gasp quietly, a sound that seemed to encourage him, to guide him, and she marveled at how intimately he seemed to know her without words, how every touch was a language, every pause a promise, and she surrendered to the sensation, her thoughts fragmenting into bursts of awareness, the heat of his skin, the slight dampness of their sweat mingling, the way his gaze lingered as if memorizing her, the faint brush of his hair against her face, the taut muscles beneath her hands, and every small detail amplified the fire building inside her. The raw intensity that left her breathless, trembling, flushed with a mixture of desire